I think it's one of the best feelings that you can have. There's nothing quite like being outdoors, listening to the birds singing. Really that musical, relaxing environment. Not hearing a person or a car or an airplane. I think it's just a really special place to be away from the city. A black-capped chickadee is a small songbird. They have a black head, essentially. That's kind of why they're called black-capped chickadees. The top of their back is sort of a gray color, and then they have a white belly. I absolutely love chickadees. They're super feisty. They sometimes chase other songbirds away from bird feeders. They are a pretty neat little songbird that made quite the living being in cities, but also does quite fine in areas where humans aren't present. So this is our collection of black-capped chickadees here at the Royal Saskatchewan Museum. You essentially have to take the bird, you take the insides out, you dry it out so there's no kind of nasty bits left in it. You sew it all up, stuff it with some cotton, and then that's what ends up as a study skin here at the museum. And it's perfect for research. It maintains the feathers or the fur of the animal. It maintains all of the different dimensions and different measurements that scientists might want to use. And we also save things like liver, heart, and muscle tissue, and that can be used by researchers as well. What first got me interested in birds was just how diverse they are. We have about 400 different species that are present here in Canada. Saskatchewan, I think there's over about 250, and ranges from really drab brown birds to really exotic looking birds that have yellows and blues. Lots of different diversity and lots of neat and interesting bird behaviors. I definitely believe that nature is worth conserving. I think everything has an intrinsic right to be here on this earth. I can see birds outside my window in the city. I can go into a natural area and see birds. They kind of give you an opportunity to see and interact with them wherever you are. There's lots of different ways that birds are affected by humans. Some positives, a lot are negative. One of the big things that we see is a lot of bird habitat is being lost to things that we do as humans across the landscape. Us being around and making noise can also have a negative effect on birds. Chickadees have lots of different sounds that they make to communicate with others of the same species. They have some calls that are typically just used for territorial defense, establishing territory boundaries. They have some calls that they use to identify females. And this is actually pretty standard for a lot of birds, so they're probably about the same in terms of how advanced they are. Males can't find females in noisy areas compared to quieter areas. And so really when noise impacts bird songs, that can kind of trickle down into a whole bunch of different things that can negatively affect the birds themselves and how they mate and how they survive. Chickadees have to be in cities in order to know which way or how to adjust their song in order to be heard by other chickadees. Chickadees that have lived in the city a long time and they're kind of used to that low background noise, they adjust the pitch of their sound higher. But birds that haven't been exposed to urban areas or noise, they'll actually adjust their pitch in the wrong way so that it actually blends in even more with the background urban noise. Chickadees seem to actually be able to live in cities quite well. As humans, we're providing chickadees with food, with bird feeders and things like that. In certain cities, as trees start to get a little bit older, we're providing suitable habitat for chickadees. Unfortunately, there's kind of only so far, I'm guessing, that chickadees can adjust their songs to be able to be heard by other chickadees. And so there's some upper limit there that chickadees won't be able to communicate with each other. I would expect that we'll probably start to see them declining in and around cities as we go into the future. Now that we've recognized the problem, we can stop idling our vehicles. We can switch to things that are electric. Even things like household items like lawnmowers and snowblowers. It's really important to maintain green spaces that can kind of provide a bit of a buffer for a lot of these animals from the noise around it. And I think as people, it's part of our responsibility to help keep everything around in the environment that's currently here. To hear natural birds doing what they do, singing away, without sort of a care of what humans are doing around them. I think it's pretty special.